Ìṣẹ́wà lẹ́wà orílẹ̀ ìbí wa. Kàgbéga, kàgbéga, kàgbéga fàyèrè. Ìgbàgbọ́ wà ní pé láti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní ẹ jẹ́ ká máa lépa. Tẹ̀síwájú ọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us this evening and for this 12th of our campaign to interpret the Constitution of Western Nigeria, which is the Yoruba Constitution. I thank you so much, guys, for joining us again. Tomorrow, day 13, will be the end of the interpretation of the Constitution of Western Nigeria. But shortly after that, or immediately after that, so we have, that will make it 13 days. You know, we're going 20 days. So we have 7 days to rub minds and to discuss what we have interpreted so far. But as you may know, majority of you are aware that the liberal wings of the Yoruba political ideologies have started campaigning for the Oduduwa Republic. As a matter of fact, they started about 6 months ago. But if you notice one thing that is common to all of them, they all subscribe to the doctrine of the Yoruba PDP, which is all about selfish interest, which is all about personal aggrandizement. You know, the Yoruba Summit Group, which is affiliated to the PDP, even though they may want to accept this truth. There were the people last year who came out with the false allegations that there were 1,000+ Fulani cells across our forests. They have done so essentially to derail the election of 2019. They've done so essentially to promote the interests of Atiku, Abubakar, and Obi presidential ticket. These same people and others, they were the people who created the Yoruba World Congress. The majority of the members and promoter of the Yoruba World Congress are members of the PDP. These guys have one thing in common: personal hatred for Tinubu. Simply because I've interacted with a number of them, because Tinubu has not appointed them commissioners or given them governorship tickets. That is why they hated that man so much. With the support of the PDP, their party, the PDP Yoruba, these guys have been shouting, asking for Oduduwa Republic. It is a legitimate demand, guys. It is a very legitimate demand for them to so do. But They made this agitation personal. They exhibited personal hatred for the leadership of the Yoruba APC. And then, as a movement, we did some thorough research, brainstorming sections, and concluded that we will not ignore them. So at every given opportunity, we confronted this group of Yoruba. Because if we have chosen to ignore them, the entire Yoruba nation might be forced to ignore them, and we might be faced with the same scenario or the same situation of what happened to Awolowo in 1959, 1979, and 1983. If we had ignored these people, we would have been faced with a similar situation of what happened to MKO Abiola in 1993, 1994, and his eventual assassination in 1998. So we took it upon ourselves to challenge this group of Yoruba asking for the Oduduwa Republic. And we said to them that they have no objective, no plans of actions, no aims to get the Oduduwa Republic other than to derail the presidency of Tinubu in 2023. So because we stood the test of time as a movement, Young Yoruba for Freedom, we challenge these people at every given opportunity. That was what first led to the Young Yoruba for Freedom severance of relationship with the office of Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò in April 2020. And it was a personal struggle between myself and Iba Gani Adam, because he doesn't want me to support Tinubu. That was the problem. And then several times, people like Femi Fanika, Adeyinka, Odumaki, and this Mogaji Are, something, they've reported me to him personally. And I said to him that he can't dictate what happened in YY because it's a movement. I might be the president. We have leadership. So which resulted into a public altercation, so to say, in which he made statements and I responded to the statement. And subsequently, he has disparaged the person of Tinubu, who is 18 years older than him, which we spoke out against. We rejected the way he has behaved, and we issue an ultimatum that if he continues in that line of action, we might have to refer to him by his first and last name. But to the best of our knowledge, he hasn't done anything against the collective interest of the Yoruba nation for the time being. But others have been acting on his behalf. So this culminated into the protests, street protests of the Yoruba leaders and they are members of the PDP, Yoruba. It culminated into their protest last Sunday in London, which is actually very disappointing. It is this same group of people under the leadership of Yoruba World Congress led by Professor Banji Akintoye, who ridiculed the Yoruba nation and associated us with the UNPO, a minority group that the Yoruba nation was never expected to be a part of, because we are the majority, not only in Nigeria, but across the Black Africa, and including in North Africa. So they disgraced us, they brought this disgrace upon the Yoruba nation by associating with the minority ethnic groups, which we are not. And then this culminated in their street protests in London. There is no protest that has happened in London that has had any positive change in Nigeria, because the English establishment of the people still ruling Nigeria through their proxy, the minority Fulani. The Nigerian military is controlled by the English. The Nigerian police is controlled by the English. They are not actually Nigerian military or Nigerian police, they are actually Fulani military and the Fulani police. So you cannot bring about change by asking the English to grant you your freedom. No, it will never happen. You have to confront English interests in your homeland. That is when you will get your freedom. I don't have to tell you what Adeyinka but Macaulay did. I wouldn't have to tell you what Awolowo did confronting the English in their homeland in England through the previous council, which is today called the Supreme Court. I don't have to tell you how the English stole our taxes, the taxes that we paid in Lagos to build public toilets. It was stolen by the English. I don't have to remind you how the English stole our land in Lagos, that Adeyinka but Macaulay had to go to court up to the previous council to challenge the irresponsible attitude of the English establishment. I don't have to tell you how the English stopped us from using nuclear energy to generate electricity in 1955. There's so much atrocity that the English have committed against us. So the Yoruba liberal protesting on the street of London have no sense of history. Aside the fact that these people have no sense of history, they have no understanding of what self-preservation is. There is no body who delights in enslaving others that will give up the atrocity without a fact. No. So while we'll look at the Fulani as the problem, we must not ignore the fact that the support of the Igbo is part of the problem we Yoruba people are having. And the major support of the Fulani is the English establishment. So if we are truly in favor of the Oduduwa Republic that this Libra are now shouting, which was something that the Young Yoruba for Freedom started in 2012. If we are really interested in this Oduduwa Republic, we will identify our enemies and confront them. Internally, the Igbo people are the #1 enemy of the Yoruba nation. We must confront them and we must defeat them. Externally, the English are the Yoruba #1 problem. They are the people that will call for sanction for us, against us rather, if we break out of Nigeria. They are the people that will give weapon to the Igbo and the Fulani to kill us if we take the route of armed struggle. So we need a leverage, because there is a Yoruba adage that says, if we don't have the support of the United States of America, the #1 exporter of weapons in the world and the most developed country on planet Earth, if we don't have that support, we will never be great as a people. We will continue to be slaves in Yoruba land as well as abroad. But we need to tell these people who style themselves as Yoruba Summit Group, Yoruba World Congress, and their followers, particularly in England, like Heritage TV, Oduduwa TV Radio, and the rest of them, making ridiculous noise. A message has been sent by the Agbekoya yesterday, which all of us saw. That message was directed at 2 individuals. In particular, it was directed to Iba Gani Adam, who currently occupies the position of the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò of Yoruba. And it was directed to Sunday Igboho, who has been a machinery for the PDP. So we need to send this signal to the Yoruba Libra that things have changed. Things have changed. It will never go the way of our grandparents or the way of our parents. Our generation have embraced organized violence. And this is what we're going to use to defend Yoruba civilization. If you cannot embrace organized violence and you think that you want to get to the Dua Republic by selling face cap and t-shirts, we know you're working for the interests of the Igbo and Hausa plan. And we will not accept and we will not allow you to jeopardize our freedom. The democracy we hold dear today, Kudirat Abiola, MKO Abiola, Pariwani, and a host of other Yoruba nationalists gave their life for this democracy. We will take the presidency of Nigeria from 2023 and we are not willing to zone it. We're not willing to zone it. And you have to get this fact. We will rule everybody in Nigeria because we are the economic backbone and we are the majority. If anybody wishes to contest with us that we are the majority, then the Hausa Fulani and the Igbo should be ready for fingerprint sensor. But they are not ready to do this. So there is a message in the statement of Agbekoya yesterday, because when we said to you, I do not make statements without getting some clearance from people in Nigeria, particularly the leadership of the Yoruba nation. When we said to you many weeks ago that we will deal with you on the 1st of October, we were not making a joke. We're very serious about our public course of action. And I said to the leaders, whatever will make the Yoruba nation to allow the 1st of October rally to take place, even if it is in a local government in Ibadan or anywhere else, then these people will be emboldened to work against the collective good of the Yoruba towards 2023. And I'm very happy that Agbekoya spoke out eloquently yesterday with a shred of determination in their hearts that that rally will not take place. It's a disgrace that the office of Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò has been used by the Libra. That office ought to be occupied by ultra-conservative Yoruba person. And if you look at the tone of the Agbekoya yesterday, you will realize that there will be possibility of removing Iba Gani Adam as the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò if he continued to toe the line that is against the collective good of the Yoruba nation. Agbekoya clearly came out against him in their message of yesterday. So he really big disgrace on his person and his personality, because he have not allowed that office to impress upon him the responsibility of the position he now occupies. There will be, like we said many months ago, we will set machinery in motion to try to remove Iba Gani Adam as the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò if he continues to undermine the collective good of the Yoruba nation. Even the Agbekoya sounded that note. Now we have been told that Kokoro Gongon as Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò was also removed. So it is not in perpetuality. That position is not forever. If you cannot protect the collective good of the people that you are expected to protect, the Yoruba people, that position will no longer be tenable. Agbekoya reminded Iba Gani Adam of what he did in 2015. They did not remind him of what he did in 2019. He supported Jonathan and Atiku, and these are non-Yoruba citizens. But this time around, he continued to preach on one hand for unity, and on the other hand, he continued to antagonize and disrespect the de facto prime minister of Yoruba land, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So, also, is the case of Sunday Igboho. Look, in the case of Sunday Igboho has a personal relationship with one of our leaders in YY. But we have never, as a movement, allowed personal interest to supersede national interest. So while we have appealed to Sunday Igboho to be reasonable and act within decorum and think about the Yoruba nation first and foremost. We all desire Oduduwa Republic, but the way and manner to get it has not been laid down by the PDP. The only thing they've taken advantage of is the fact that they lost power, and Buhari has not performed creditably well. There is wanton destructions of lives and properties across Yoruba land and in the Middle Belt, not only by the Fulani X-Men, but predominantly by the Igbo criminals who have unrestricted access into our space. So there is a legitimate reason to clamor for Oduduwa Republic. But when we do this and antagonize a Yoruba citizen or a collective group of Yoruba people, that means we're not doing it legitimately. We're doing it for the interest of our party, for the interest of certain group of people, which is what the current agitator for the Oduduwa Republic has displayed. So in view of this, and I'm glad that the entire Yoruba nation support the Young Yoruba for Freedom, we will not allow the 1st of October rally to take place. As the president of the Young Yoruba for Freedom, I've had a series of meetings telling people that we should hunt for this Libra wherever they gather. We must confront them. We must take revenge for the killing of MKO Abiola. We must revenge for the imprisonment of Awolowo on these people before we face Igbo and Fulani. And people say that if we fight ourselves as Yoruba people, then Hausa, Fulani, and the Igbo will be able to overrun us. No, we fought ourselves 16 years before. Nobody was able to conquer us. It is when we deal with ourselves that this Yoruba Libra can be reasonable for once. So if Agbekoya could come out to condemn the atrocity and actions and attitude of Iba Gani Adam and Sunday Igboho, you should know that the fight is coming, and we will fight this fight. We've given enough warning to the Yoruba Libra to think Yoruba first. You have assumed the position of the #1 enemy of the Yoruba nation, and it is because majority of you are non-Yoruba or half Yoruba people. So folks, if you have taken your time to follow the Young Yoruba for Freedom since 2012, that will change our name to YY. If you have taken your time to listen to our political speeches, to read through our articles and our books, which of course are free, we have always maintained one thing, that there will not be peaceful negotiation in Nigeria for the progress of the Yoruba nation. That for Yoruba land to be great, Lagos must be shut down. For Oduduwa Republic to rise, Lagos must go down. We identify Lagos as the battleground, the burial ground, or you call it the cemeteries of the Igbo and the Fulani. That's where they are going to be buried. We came to this conclusion because of the threats by the Fulani, who have appropriated every single of our wealth and resources, as well as taxes paid in Yoruba land. At every given opportunity, they threaten to destroy Lagos. We found that actually that they are scared. If Lagos should go down, they know their life will be ruined forever. And we've narrowed down the battleground to Apapa local government. We explain the economic justification of shutting down Lagos, and we identify 4 infrastructures to be so consumed: Apapa Wharf, Tinker Port, Lagos International Airport, and the Lagos Stock Exchange. All of these 4 infrastructures are under the command and control of the Hausa and Fulani, as well as the Igbo, while our people are miserable, wretched, and poor. because of this awareness from the young Yoruba for freedom, the new Lagos State Governor, Mr. Sanwo-Olu, in his acceptance speech, says very clearly that if Lagos goes down, Nigeria goes down. That is another slang to say or to mean Lagos is the battleground. Now, yesterday, if you have taken your time to watch the Agbekoya's press conference, they started with this statement: Kò sí Yoruba, kò sí Nigeria. It is testament to the young Yoruba for freedom statement that Lagos must go down. Lagos will become Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It will become like London. It will be like Paris. It will be like Frankfurt in Germany if Yoruba nation is refused to produce the presidency of Nigeria from 2023, and we will not zone it ever again. They don't do zoning in the United States of America between black and white. No, white people rule that country, controls everything in it, because they are the majority and the economic backbone of the United States. There is nothing like zoning in the United Kingdom. The English rule over that country, controls every political sphere in the United Kingdom, because they have the majority in terms of the population and they are the economic backbone. We Yoruba are the majority in Nigeria and we are the economic backbone of Nigeria. Without Yoruba land, there will be no Nigeria. So the Igbo must accept that reality. The Hausa Fulani must accept that reality. Gone are the days that they control and appropriated all the federal government jobs across Yoruba land, while you and I are living abroad, facing miserable life in the hands of foreigners who see us as slaves. It is because Hausa Fulani have appropriated our wealth in conjunction with the Igbo support. That is why we lack self-preservation, because for far too long, the best of our brains and our leaders have been killed by Hausa Fulani and the Igbo. So while we slave abroad, we don't even have the consciousness that we are the owner of the waterways, that we must control it, that our children must work there 99.9%. We don't have that consciousness, because for far too long, the generation before us have been killed, mined, exiled by Hausa Fulani and the Igbo. So we do not have the consciousness that we are not the controller of our own securities across Yoruba land. We don't control our police, we don't control our militaries. It is the Fulani and the Igbo that are controlling this, because we've lost consciousness of self-preservation, because we've been enslaved for far too long as a result of the Igbo destroying the constitution that you and I are now discussing. So when Agbekoya spoke out yesterday saying, Kò sí Yoruba, kò sí Nigeria, it is a testament to the fact that Lagos is the battleground, and if Lagos goes down, that is when the Oduduwa Republic will rise. Without organized violence, we will get nothing. But for us to save lives and properties, we must all queue behind Tinubu to assume the presidency of Nigeria. He has done so much for the Yoruba nation, and he has done so much for Nigeria. He was in opposition for 16 years. And throughout that 16 years period, we have a very viable opposition. Igbo can never play opposition politics. That is why PDP has now become a toothless dog. Subsidy was removed. They could not even organize themselves to protest. Yet, when Tinubu was in opposition, he could rally around people to go onto the street and protest against the ruling government. But what do you see of the Igbo doing now? Because they are in the opposition now. They don't even have the sense to plan protest against the removal of subsidy by Buhari. But you remember when Abacha was there, it was the Igbo that were running riots under another Kanu. Nigeria earnestly asked for Abacha. You've forgotten that. They did that damage. When MP Abiola won election, it was the Igbo nation that went to court and annulled that election in favor of Hausa Fulani. But today they are like a toothless dog. They will lose their mind and soul towards 2023 if care is not taken. So folks, one thing you must take away and you must remember very vividly, this is very important. Kò sí Yoruba, kò sí Nigeria. Because you are the majority, you are the economic backbone. The only reason why you are not ruling over the Igbo and Hausa Fulani in Nigeria, who are minority, is because of the support that the English is given to the Fulani minority. Fulani are actually enjoying the military support of the English. So if you are Yoruba with a sense of history, with self-preservation, you will come out and stop English businesses across Yoruba land from making it in our space. There's something you don't get about life and about nation. People or nations that are against your interests, you don't give them opportunity to make it in your space. We should be able to embrace the people of the United States of America and allow them to come and invest in Yoruba land. We should be drinking American beer rather than the English beer produced by Guinness Nigerian PLC. We should bring in American banks rather than Standard Chartered Bank that belongs to the English. We should bring in American auditing firm to come and audit our companies and government establishment rather than allow PricewaterhouseCoopers that belong to the English to be running riots, auditing our companies. This is how intelligent, smart, enlightened society behaves. You don't embrace those who are destroying you. You show them hatred that they have against you too. We must not embrace the evil to continue to have unrestricted access into our space. It's a shame that you had a son, Oshibado, in 2019. He contested election under the ticket of APC as the deputy of Buhari. Atiku and Obi, who have no relationship whatsoever with the Yoruba nation, who are foreigners in Yoruba nation, secured over 1 million votes, whereas our own son secured 1,200,000 votes. Our own son defeated foreigners in his own homeland by merely 200,000 votes. It's a disgrace on us because we have no sense of history. We have no sense of self-preservation. That is why we embrace foreigners. We embrace people that are destroying our life. That's why Igbo are so bold. They continue to grow in leaps and bounds. We did a research, vehicular movement. We found out that 500 vehicles travel from Igbo land into Yoruba land every blessed day. Only less than 100 vehicles leave Yoruba land to Igbo land the same day. That's a difference of 400 vehicles. And our further research shows that each of the vehicle contains 50 passengers on the average. If you multiply 50 by 400 vehicles that comes into Yoruba land from Igbo land every day, that is 20,000 Igbo trooping into our space unregulated. That is 140,000 Igbo every week. That is about 560,000 Igbo every month. It is equivalent to 6.7 million Igbo coming into Yoruba land every year. Yet we are not as rich as the United States of America. We're not as rich as Japan. We're not as rich as China. We're not as rich as England. We're not as rich as Germany or Russia. But we allow foreigners 6.7 million of them to come into our space and destroy us. Yet these guys will never vote for us. Yet this guy will say they are going to destroy us. Yes, this guy continued to work against our political interests. These were the same people that destroy Awolowo, the Igbo. They sent him to prison. Just under 2 years of independence, the Igbo sent Awolowo to prison. It was the Igbo who annulled the election of MKO Abiola because they went to court and got a black market judgment. Oton Zeribe, he got a black market judgment to stop the announcement of the election result of 1993. It was the Igbo who killed our sitting Prime Minister Akintola. 6.7 million of them are allowed to come into our space every year. You don't embrace people that are destroying you. The Yoruba conservative government has still given business contract to English businesses when English treat us like slaves in their country, when English are supporting the minority Fulani to perpetrate them in power. Nigeria is the only country on planet Earth where minority is ruling over majority. Nothing like that happens in the United States of America or any other country for that matter. So folks, we are not joking when we say that Lagos is the battleground. That was why Sanwo-Olu said it. If Lagos goes down, Nigeria goes down. And you've heard it from the Agbekoya. Kò sí Yoruba, kò sí Nigeria. So we have to be determined in what we do. It is a shame that the Libra have no sense of self-preservation. So they have one focus alone, the destruction of Tinubu. So to the conservative young Yoruba and all our members and supporters and friends all over the world, and particularly in Yoruba land, we have got to stop the October 1st rally. If we allow that rally to go ahead, it will be to the destruction of the Yoruba nation. It is Tinubu that is their target. If they destroy that man, we don't have an alternative. We will be enslaved forever and for a long time, including our children. You ask yourself this simple question. Fulani, because of Buhari presidency, they are the people in charge of our police. They are the people in charge of our military. They are the people in charge of our custom. They are the people in charge of our prison. They control our immigration. They control our waterways. They control our seaport. They control our airport. They control the taxes paid in Yoruba land. They control our crude oil in Yoruba land through NNPC. Fulani are controlling everything. So you think if Tinubu gets here, he puts Yoruba in every of these institutions, you think Fulani will have the voice to condemn his action? No, because that is what the Fulani have been doing since 1960. You think the Igbo will have the temerity to speak out against that and call and shout marginalization? No, because Tinubu will ensure that there is devolution of power. There's something you don't know that I will sharpen your insight into. Wema Bank was established by Yoruba people as our bank. As at the time Wema Bank was established, it has the highest staff strength in any bank or any job in Nigeria when we established Wema Bank. Today, the staff strength of Wema Bank is not even up to 2,000. UBA has the highest staff strength, 11,192 staff, followed by Zenith Bank, 7,757 staff, Access Bank, 6,617 staff, GTB, 5,578 staff, Stanbic IBTC Bank, 2,936 staff, and Fidelity Bank, 2,869 staff. I'm saying this to you now to show you one thing. These banks that I've just mentioned to you, if you go to Yoruba land, they only employ less than 42% Yoruba citizens in all their branches. Igbo people have almost equal staff strength as Yoruba people in Yoruba land. We lack self-preservation. This is what the liberals don't get. And I don't think they will ever get it because they are just useless. All of these banks that I've mentioned, UBA, Zenith Bank, Access Bank, GTB, Stanbic IBTC, Fidelity Bank, just 6 banks that we've done research on. Go to Igbo land and look at their staff strength. They are 99.9 Igbo. Yet our own Yoruba citizens, well-educated, they are doing miserable jobs abroad. They are dying in the Mediterranean Sea. They want to go to abroad because we practice unitary system that has taken all their jobs in Yoruba land and given our job to foreigners. 42% of bank staffs in Yoruba land is only Yoruba citizens. The rest are foreigners. And Igbo people that are employed in banking jobs in Yoruba land have equal numbers as Yoruba people. Are you crazy? You lack self-preservation. That is why people like Iba Gani Adam and the rest of them are antagonizing Tinubu. If Tinubu is the president of Nigeria, he will take care of the Yoruba people and help to end your miserable living. Take these 6 banks, UBA, Zenith Bank, Access Bank, GTB, Stanbic IBTC, and Fidelity Bank. Go to Hausa Fulani land. More than 85% to 90% of their staff are Hausa Fulani people. But in our whole region, we allow these banks to employ mainly foreigners so that our children can go into prostitution or losho. They do slave point, so that our youth can get involved in Yahoo clubs. And those who cannot be employed as Yahoo boys or losho, they are struggling to go abroad and work like slaves. So what do you expect the Yoruba liberals that are shouting to do? Rather than for them to sit their useless brain, because majority of them are in England, they are facing all manners of horrible life. Rather than for them to sit down and look at the prospect of a full-blooded Yoruba citizen as the president of Nigeria from 2023, they are coming out to antagonize Tinubu. But regardless of what they can do or they cannot do, we, the conservative, must confront them on the 1st of October. It must be fire for fire. We must track them, trail them, and confront them. Because if we do not, we will have allowed them to destroy the future of our children. And I hope a lot of you have seen Tinubu's address to the good people of Edo State, pleading with them to vote for APC. Pastor Issei Yam. That address is a drill. It's preparatory to his presidency. He's just practicing how he's going to be giving perhaps weekly speeches. It's a drill. We're thinking ahead of 2023 and far beyond. We want to reshape the life of our children. We want to make life better for our parents. We want to make Yoruba land great. We don't want to control anybody's resources, anybody's wealth, or anybody's taxes. Likewise, we don't want anyone to control our wealth again and our taxes and our resources any longer. So, guys, you must be aware of the game plans. All the noise around Oduduwa Republic is a stage-managed protest to derail the presidency of a full-blooded Yoruba citizen. And the people that are behind this are mostly Igbo people. I would like you, if you have a copy of the Constitution, of the Western Nigeria to kindly open to page 196. Chapter 8. Transitional provisions. Under repeal of certain constitutional instruments, under section 76, subsection 1, it says, and this is, I want to use this to prove that the 1914 amalgamation is not the problem of Nigeria. If you look at section 76, subsection 1 of the Constitution of Western Nigeria, it says, subject to the provision of this section and section 77 of this Constitution, the Act of Parliament of the United Kingdom, entitled the Nigerian Independence Act 1960, and the Nigerian Constitution Order in Council 1960, including the 4th schedule thereto, other than section 14 and 17 of the Order in Council and the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th schedules thereto, are hereby repealed insofar as they have effect as part of or in relation to the law of the region, without prejudice to the retrospective operation of the Constitution of Western Nigeria, Amendment Law 1963, the validity of which is hereby confirmed. Folks, for far too long, the Yoruba liberals, they have allowed themselves to be fooled by the Igbo propagandists led by Nnamdi Kanu, saying that the amalgamation of 1914 is responsible for our problem. Under this section 76 subsection 1 of the Constitution of Western Nigeria, the Act of Parliament of the United Kingdom that entitled Nigeria independence in 1960 and the Nigerian Constitution Order of 1960 were repealed, completely rejected as a result of this new constitution. Our constitution rejected the 1914 amalgamation. Our constitution repealed the act of the UK Parliament that gave Nigeria the independence of 1960. Our constitution simply says that the only document that is known to law in Yoruba land is the constitution that we have written by ourselves. So those who are stupid enough to say to you that the 1914 amalgamation is the problem of Nigeria are horrible people, and they are liberal who are supporting the evil. The destruction of the regional government in 1966 by the Igbo is the problem of Nigeria. And this is the responsibility of a Yoruba citizen. In person of Tinubu, it will be his first responsibility to call and make sure there is devolution of power back to the region. So the law that created Nigeria was repealed. The law made in UK Parliament that governs Nigeria was repealed by this constitution. We are a nation. We had a constitution that shows how independent we are as Yoruba people. Igbo destroyed our life. Igbo destroyed Nigeria. Like the English, who created and caused the Civil War in America because they were stealing the taxes paid in America to build England. The Spanish, the Dutch, and the French confronted the English. you can never find any English as president of the United States since the end of the war. No Igbo will be president of Nigeria. They destroy Nigeria. They will never rebuild Nigeria. Only Yoruba citizen who is full-blooded Yoruba citizen with a Yoruba father, with a Yoruba mother, can change the course of history and bring the devolution back. Don't let anybody fool you. The constitution that repealed all the law made by the UK Parliament, this constitution, it was first enacted into law in 1952. We are only reading the amendment that was made in 1963 to you. So we have repealed any law, be it amalgamation law or anything, since 1952. We have repealed this. So these things are no longer binding on us. We just need back our constitution. We just need the Tinubu's presidency to give us back our constitution. Buhari will not give us back that constitution. No Igbo citizen, whether dead or alive, as a president of Nigeria, will return Nigeria back to regional government. There is no Hausa Fulani that is interested in a return to regional government because of the unitary system that is stealing the taxes paid in Yoruba land to fund economic growth and development in Igbo land and in Hausa Fulani land. It is a pain in my heart, and I believe the conservative Yoruba will be pained too, that we have such a beautiful constitution that was destroyed by the Igbo at gunpoint. That's why there's no how you can think about it. Without organized violence, we will not get back our freedom unless the Igbo and the Fulani accepted the presidency of the Yoruba people from 2023. If you look at section 2, section 76 subsection 2 of the transitional provision says references in subsection 1 of this section to the law of a region is reference to that law insofar as it is not either part of the law of the federation as a whole or contained or deemed to be contained in an act of parliament enacted otherwise than in the exercise of powers conferred by provision corresponding to section 72 of the Constitution of the Federation. What this section is saying that after repealing any law that was passed the UK Parliament, that was passed in the Nigerian as a country, after our Constitution has repealed any of this law, the Constitution under subsection 2 clearly stated that the only constitution that is recognized is this Constitution of Western Nigeria. What else do you need? That's why we say to the Yoruba leaders, you blame amalgamation, you blame slavery, you blame colonialism, but you have never blamed the Igbo. Igbo destroy Nigeria. They will never rule that country. Naira. Never allow Igbo rule again. Our grandparents conceived and coined that acronym. Our generation will hand over this to our children if Nigeria remains a going concern. No Igbo will be president of our country because they destroyed our country. So this subsection 2 clearly stated the only law that is recognized in our region is this constitution. Savings for things done, it is the under repeal constitutional instrument. Section 77 recognizes the fact that before we repeal the law that were made in the UK Parliament and the Nigerian Parliament, before we repeal that law, this section takes cognizance of the fact that certain functions and responsibilities have been performed and are still being performed as a result of the repeal law that we have now cancelled. So there is a provision for that. Under section 77, subsection 1, it says, subject to the provision of section 78 and 79 of this Constitution, any court of law, authority, or office which was established, any appointment, election, or other selection which was made or held, and any other thing whatsoever which was done in pursuant of any provision repealed by section 76 of this Constitution, or which was deemed by virtue of any such provision to be so established, made, heard, or done, shall be deemed to have been duly established. Don't let me read too much English for our commoners that are watching us. What this section is saying, even though we have repealed the English acts that were made on Yoruba people, even though we have repealed the Nigerian acts that were made on the Yoruba people, regardless of that, there are some offices, there are some court of law, there are some election and appointment that has been made. Those appointment, election, establishment stands. It's common sense. We had a fantastic constitution. I can't imagine why going through this constitution, why have our parents allowed this constitution to be so suspended by foreigners, Igbo. People are asking for Oduduwa Republic now. But you had your independence with this constitution. It is Igbo people that are supporting the Yoruba Libra, shouting for Oduduwa Republic. But Igbo destroy your constitution that gave you that independence, that gave you your sovereignty. Igbo destroy it. So if you are really serious to the Liberals, you will support the candidature of Tinubu as the APC presidential candidate in 2023, and you will vote for him. Because we will be voting for him with a condition that we want devolution of power back to the region. We do not subscribe to the 36-state system. We must have the Yoruba region, and all Yoruba-speaking local government must come under that region, including the 12 Yoruba local government in Kwara, 6 Yoruba local government in Kogi, 1 Yoruba local government in Edo, and 3 Yoruba Ishekri local government in Delta. This section is simply saying, whatever has been done before the English law, the Nigerian law were repealed in Yoruba land stands, but they have been repealed. So election that has been held as a result of the English law in Yoruba land or the Nigerian law in Yoruba land still stand, but these laws have now been repealed. The only law that is recognized in Yoruba land is the law in this constitution. Igbo destroy, that's why they come into your space unregulated. When we had regional government, Igbo cannot come into Yoruba land unregulated because our law fronts at that. When we had regional government, Fulani cannot control our port. Fulani cannot control our waterways. Fulani cannot control our custom. Fulani cannot control our police, our military under regional government. But because Igbo suspended this constitution, Fulani are now controlling all our lives. And the people are shouting, Oduduwa nation, Oduduwa nation, by disparaging their own son, Tinubu. So we must not allow them. If you look at section 79, subsection 1, I wouldn't want to belabor you and talk much about it. It's just saying that all the Yoruba properties in the hands of the federal government of Nigeria, in the hands of Her Majesty government, that is in the hand of the UK, be returned to us. There is section 79 saying that. We took our properties from federal government. We took our properties in the hand of Her Majesty government. What is today called the Nigerian embassy in London belongs to us, Yoruba land, Yoruba people. That is where our own ambassador, which we call agent general, that is where he was staying under regional government. They've taken everything from us, folks. We're going to fight because I don't like living in England. I just faced terrible, terrible experience in the hand of their police. So when I read things like this, that my grandparent has put in place for me to benefit, and now I'm living miserable life in England, and if care is not taken, that is the same life my son will live. I want to fight. I want to defend my civilization. And we should do this. How can we have a constitution, the guiding principle of Yoruba people, something that we need to shape the future of generation yet unborn, yet the Igbo came with gun and destroyed that constitution, and you expect us to fold our hands and accept it, yet we open our dirty mouth and say that the English colonized us. We open our stupid mouth and condemn slavery. When the English were with us for 100 years enslaving us, they control our police, they control our military, they control our waterways, they control our custom, they control our prison, they control our immigration, they control the taxes paid in Yoruba. They dictate to us, even when we're going to have sex. The English dictated. Yeah, we are hating them for this, right? We're calling them racist for this, right? We are blaming them for slavery, right? What is Fulani doing today? Fulani control our police in Yoruba. They control our military in Yoruba. They control our immigration in Yoruba. They control our courts in Yoruba. They control our customs in Yoruba. They control our seaport in Yoruba. They control our waterways in Yoruba. They control our airport in Yoruba. They control all the taxes paid in Yoruba. Fulani did the same thing that the English did many years ago. So why are you not blaming Fulani the way you call out the English, that the English are racist, that the English are enslaved you, they are colonialists? What do you think the Fulani are doing to you? Exact thing the English did for 100 years. Fulani have been doing it since 1966, after the Igbo suspended our regional government. So many Yoruba who are on the street of London because of the miserable, wretched, poverty life that we live in England, they have no sense anymore. A lot of them are depressed. A lot of them. I have faced depression as well. We lead shit life in England. The English enslaved us by controlling every of our wealth, our resources and taxes in Yoruba. Fulani has been doing the same thing since the suspension of regional government. But you're not blaming Fulani. You're not blaming the Igbo. Anything racism, white people are racist. White people are colonialists. White people came to our space. White people enslaved us. Fulani are doing the shit the English did many years ago. But the English are supporting Fulani, by the way. Fulani don't have the strength of character. They don't have the population. They don't have the intellect to rule us, to control our police and everything. They have got the support of the English establishment. So what do, folks? This is the simplest things I've explained to you many years ago to the stupid Libra. They said they don't want war and you want to have freedom. And we said to them, if you don't want war, go to the United States of America. Stop looking at the color of their skin. Explain your situation to them. Let them provide for the Yoruba nation a special envoy. By the time you bring in a special envoy to the table, Fulani will not be able to fire one gunshot because American military will come and support you, Yoruba. So you have a special envoy, then there will be negotiation. And we will simply make two demands. One, we go back to regional government. Two, Yoruba people produce the presidency of Nigeria. And that is it. If the Igbo, we're not going to make it compulsory. These two demands. One, a return to regional government, that's devolution. Two, the Yoruba control of the presidency of Nigeria. These are simple. Now, the US special envoys will sit in that negotiation. The Igbo will say no to Yoruba controlling the presidency of Nigeria. The Igbo will say no to a return to regional government. The Hausa Fulani will say no to the Yoruba controlling the presidency of Nigeria. The Hausa Fulani will say no to a return to regional government, devolution. That is it. In that case, the Yoruba will get one option: breakup of Nigeria. The Fulani cannot say no. The Igbo cannot say no in the presence of the US Special Envoy. The US Special Envoys will ask them, you either allow a return to regional government and for Yoruba to control the presidency of Nigeria, or you choose dissolution of the country. You are boxed into a corner. So to the Yoruba Libra, you don't want war. We want war. We know that is how Nigeria is going to end, and we are already preparing. But you are timid people. You don't want to die for your children. You would rather live miserable life, wretched life, and die so that your children can continue the same way. You care less. But we conservative are not like that. We want the best for our children. So to those of you who do not wish to have war, let us call on the United States of America intervention. Stop going to the English. They are the cause of your problem. If we're negotiating like I used to explain to you, the English can come onto the table to support the Fulani. The Americans will come to the table to support the Yoruba. I'm telling you, that is how the negotiation is going to end. This is our card as Yoruba people. We want devolution and the control of the presidency. It's a simple deal. If we are going to compromise, if ever we're going to compromise without breaking Nigeria, there will be devolution and rotational presidency. That will be the compromise. Because I can tell you for a fact, Hausa, Fulani, and the Igbo do not wish for Nigeria to break. That is your power to leverage, negotiate, and get the greatest out of Nigeria. If we maintain a devolution and the control of the presidency of Nigeria, without which there will be dissolution of Nigeria, Igbo and Hausa Fulani will come down. So you've seen section 79, subsection 1. It's just talking about property. All property which immediately before the date of commencement of this constitution, which was held by the crown, that is the Queen of England. The government of the Queen of England is called the crown. You know, I'm going to court. I'm going to crown court. They have taken me to crown court because they are not turning it into Adeyinka grandson versus Regina. Regina is the queen. That's how they use it. But we are contesting that no, it must be Adeyinka grandson by the stupid woman who made the false allegations against me. You understand? That's what we are contesting. So under this constitution says that all our property held by the crown and by the Nigerian government must be returned back to us. And they were returned back to us. This is law. Òfin. Also, there are other references to the crown, asking the crown to return back our properties, asking the federal government of Nigeria to return back our properties, which they did. Yeah, that is it, Madam Adebayo. That is it. It's Adeyinka versus Regina. That's how they put it. It's racial hatred allegations. They dropped the allegation of terrorism, by the way. So, guys, I can't read everything for you. So we're challenging you to try as much as possible to read some of these things on your own. Tomorrow will be the last day for the interpretation of the Constitution of Western Nigeria. But that's not the end. Tomorrow will be day 13. We're going to be talking on chapter 9, which is general interpretation, that we will be talking about tomorrow. So I've had the shortest interpretation in this campaign with just a little above an hour. So I thank some of you who are with us. I can notice a lot of you Igbo that you join us via our Young Yoruba for Freedom page. That is where you are only able to make comments at the moment. So we are working to stop you from making comments, really, because the only thing you say is stupid things because you are not well educated. You can't blame the Yoruba nation for that. You blame your leaders for that. If you are well educated, you will accept that you are responsible for the problem of Nigeria. You will accept the need to go back to regional government via devolution of power to the region. You will accept that Nigeria is not one. It started as 3. There was a proviso for it to be made 10 so that we can respect the minority ethnic groups in the country. But you destroy that beautiful system. So that's why we are having the problem we are having now. Thank you so much, Sir Kazim, as well. Now, Mr. Babatunde Olakule, you say congrats for your trumps in court. The trial is not even started yet. The trial is likely going to start next year. But they've dropped the allegation of terrorism, so they charged me with racial hatred in front of my video. So the allegation is still, that's the allegation. So on the 25th of September, we'll be going to court for pre-trial. So we're still getting some documents from them. And what I wanted is, I want the stupid lady who made the allegations against me to come to court to be cross-examined, and I want her to write statements so that she can be cross-examined, because she has acted very irresponsibly in her actions. But the police they're trying to hide to the jury that this case doesn't even have anything to do with terrorism. It doesn't have anything to do with racial hatred. It's not about custody battle. It's not about children custody. So they don't want to paint that to the jury, but that is what we're painting to the jury, that this is about custody of children, which an allegations of terrorism has been made, in which I have now been charged with racial hatred. And the jury need to understand what has gone, the background of this information. So it's irresponsible on the police to have done this. But guys, don't worry, we want you to come. Okay, Olumo, you are actually, you have won the case in Jesus' name. Of course, I'm going to say amen to that. Yeah, you can come. If you are conservative, believe you me, I'm not going to entertain Libra. I know a number of you that are Libra. If you are conservative, you are welcome to come. It's Sodok Crown Court. That's where the trial will be. So, but we're going there on the 25th of this month. So we will be doing pre-trial hearing and making preparation for the trial. Yeah, thank you very much. You say I'm lifted. So you can come if you want to come. Moral support is necessary for this. We just need to show to the police that they have acted very irresponsibly. They have no thought about the feelings and welfare of my children. They should know that this something like this, they will get to read it in future, and they will be very disappointed in the actions of their mother. So, but the police are not looking about that because of my ethnicity, because of my race. They don't care about the welfare of my children. They don't care if their father is destroyed or not, because I'm black. And then that's why we're saying to the Yoruba people, you still don't understand self-preservation. You don't embrace people that are destroying you. You destroy them back. It's just, that's how life rolls. That's the nature of human being. Now, if you continue, look, weak people forgive every now and then. Strong people don't forgive every time. Where you are supposed to forgive, you forgive. Where you are supposed to revenge, you do. You don't embrace people destroying you. That's why we're saying to our governors, you want to give contract to American companies, give contract to Israeli companies. Stop giving contract to English businesses. No, they don't treat us well in their country, and they support Fulani. So you have to be up and doing for your citizens. And we keep saying this to the Yoruba: you don't destroy your best mind. You use them for the development and growth of your nation. That's how white people are superior to us. White people identify somebody with a brain. Brain is the most terrible things to waste. White people, they realize one of them has the brain, boom, he's given everything he desires in his life so that he can settle down, use that brain to make space great. But what do we do in Yoruba land? Although we've identified the problem, it's intermarriage that is responsible for that hatred that is going on in Yoruba land. When you see somebody so brilliant, somebody so promising, somebody that can use his brain to make your space great, boom, you want him dead. Boom, you want him ruined. That's what they are trying to do to Tinubu. They've tried to do that to me before. Before in 2015, when the police assaulted me, I received no help from the Yoruba. They were even laughing at me. Yet all of the people that are shouting about Oduduwa Republic today, they are working with our materials. Everything we've done, yet they desire that I should be killed in the past. So you see, the white people are more advanced than we do. The white people are more advanced. Strong people retaliate. That is the truth. Only weak people forgive. Try shit with the America. Try nonsense with them. Try nonsense. They will come back for you and destroy you. The same thing the English are doing. Weak people forgive. How can you be forgiving people who want to destroy you? No, that's why Yoruba land is now an illiterate society, that your police is being controlled by Fulani. Because you just forgive. They put Awolowo in prison, you forgive. They kill Kudirat, you forgive. They kill MKO, you forgive. They kill Pariwani, you forgive. Even Tinubu was exiled, he was chased out of Yoruba land, you forgive. Weak people forgive. Try that shit with Fulani. When the Igbo killed Fulani leader, Amadu Bello, and Tafawa Balewa, Fulani planned for 6 months and revenge. Strong people revenge, they retaliate. Only weak people forgive. Igbo also kill our own leaders, Akintola. We did not do anything to them. We are weak-minded people. So that's why our generation must be up and doing. If we allow the rally to take place on the 1st of October, believe you me, they are going to destroy Tinubu. I'm against this rally for self-interest, because if they can do the rally in order to destroy Tinubu, they are coming for people like us. They are coming to destroy people like us. You know how Yoruba will always be happy that police are arresting me like a common criminal. Yet, all of them are using my brain power to make nonsense demand for Oduduwa Republic. All of them, David Hamilton, Olayomi Quick, Mayegun, Citizen AY, that woman, Heritage TV, all of this Libra, they are working on my template. That's what they use, working on my template. Everything I've done is what the idea they are paraphrasing, using. Yet, at one time, they wish me dead. But white people don't behave like that. They identify a smart brain, boom. They do everything to make him to use that brain for the development of their country till his old age. So folks, if you want to come to court, I would really appreciate it. But we're only asking conservative to come to court. If those horrible Yoruba Libra, you come to court, believe you me, buying letting me, police, I want to destroy our money. I want to your shit. Destroy our money. You respect for me. You care for her. One more when you care for. But the Libra to Bawa, to Mara, which is of one model of me, and your car will damage the sorry. When to tell anybody about me, Timani Boloma 4 years there. Because Lori Brooklyn is writing terrible things about me. is using me to sell their shit, fake propaganda news called Sahara Reporter, serializing fake news about me. That's what they do. So guys, we're gonna have to see you tomorrow. And I'm reading a lot of you asking if you want to come to court. Yeah, you're free. You're welcome to come to court. You learn. You see how the police discriminate against you here in their country. It's their country. So you don't shout Black Lives Matter in London. No. Go and make your own economy great. Go and make Igbo land great. Go and make Yoruba land great. Go and make Hausa land great. If we make Yoruba land great, we fuck up English in our space too. That is just tit for tat. That's how life rolls. If you treat people who respect you, you treat them with respect and decorum, the friendship will grow. I used to learn this in economy. When you trade with nations, there's reduction of conflict, like war. And you only trade with people that you have to gain from. Of course, so that you can get something from them, they get something from you. Believe you me, as Yoruba people, we should have super special relationship with the United States of America. In fact, we should be sending our children to go and do like a PhD or master's degree and come back, or scholarship and come back. We should just severe relationship with England. They don't like you. That is the truth. And they don't treat Yoruba well in their country. Some stupid liberal Yoruba, maybe because they are doing shit job, or maybe they are in a stupid one-off position, they will be trying to defend English. No, the English establishment, they don't like Yoruba. That is it. So we say you also discriminate against English in Yoruba land. So you put them. We can do some finding and tell you where Yoruba are living, which you all know. You do the same thing to them. Strong people retaliate. Weak people forgive. Okay, guys. Let's see some of the comments that you're making out. Yeah, okay, this guy said, Talk by Akinyemi, my brother, you are too bitter. Now you should explain yourself, idiot. You don't want me to be bitter to the police that are arresting me every now and then. Don't I have children? What do you think? What do they think about my kids? When my kids are reading about me being arrested on the false allegation of their mother, do you think they will be impressed? The stupid police, they know all of this. You say, my brother, you are too bitter, idiot. We should not be bitter for the evil that are killing Yoruba as armed robbers, selling fake drug to you. They have killed your family members. You are weak-minded. That's why people are better than you. You do shit to them, they revenge. That's why they kill Gaddafi. They say people are too bitter, idiots. You shouldn't be bitter. People arrest you like common criminals every time. They just pick you up. How many of you are aware when they arrested me for terrorism last year, August? Last year, August, they arrested me for terrorism. All of you Libra and Igbo, you were jubilating, right? They arrested me again this year for harassment. The same person who lied against terrorism made allegation of harassment. You think police don't know all of this? Why do you think they continue to arrest me for fun? It's because of my ethnicity. I want to fuck them up in my country too. Idiot, you say you are too bitter. I should allow them to kill me. So until they kill me and bury, that's when I should be talking from my grave. I should not create awareness. Stupid Libra. If you are weak, they treat you like shit. They take your fuck up. If I have been weak, I'll be in prison now. Many times they've arrested me. You think they don't know where these allegations come from? They know. They sack their system. They laugh at me in their offices. When they are coming to arrest me, they laugh. I told you, they are very cunning. They do bad things to you because you are not from their country. So you don't want me to speak the truth until they kill me. That's when I should be talking from heaven or from hell. Stupid people. Why is it that Yoruba are not arresting English like that? We just arrest one English 8 times, beat the hell out of him, and dump him in our prison. Why are we not doing that? Stupid people. If you have children, will you allow your children to be so arrested 8 times when somebody like me, won't you credit card fraud? I'm going to be okay. Stupid man. What did you say? One Igbo guy. Somebody said, Bible says oppression makes a wise man mad. Well, okay. I think I suspected that the guy he's gay. That's a he's gay bastard. You are right, Mr. Professor. You are right. That's what they use to suppress the Yoruba people. They kill your leader. They ask you to, are they flagging us or what? Look at how many times they have killed Yoruba. How many times have we retaliated? We don't. Yoruba to move on. Yoruba mo ó wà ńbẹ̀ sọ pé àwọn dúdú l'Amẹ́ríkà sọ pé kàn lọ pa ordinary white kan wọ́n á jẹ́ṣẹ́ wọn ni wọ́n máa pa ṣége sáwọn dúdú lára ni sọ pé kí Scottish kó lọ pa English bóyá English ò ní retaliate Fúlàní á pa yín Igbo á pa yín ẹ máa preach forgiveness nínú ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì yín that's why wọ́n ṣe ní boldness láti destroy àwọn leaders yín wọ́n máa ní boldness láti destroy bí mo ṣe wà yìí lé nìyí ká sọ pé kò sí arrest ńbẹ̀ o pẹ̀lú gbogbo ọpọlọ tó wà lórí mi ṣé tí n bá dẹ́kun mi ò ní ríṣẹ́ tí máa fi bọ́ àwọn ọmọ mi máa ríṣẹ́ náà wọ́n máa sọ fún English á sọ fún yín French á sọ fún yín the Germans á sọ fún yín gbogbo wọn á sọ fún yín kí wọ́n máa deport yín Yorùbá Igbo ní nǹkan kan Haúsá Fúlàní ò ní nǹkan kan àwọn èèyàn ló yẹ kó máa threatening pẹ̀lú deportation kò jẹ́ kí Yorùbá lọ máa claim asylum labroad ẹ̀yin lè lo owó Nàìjíríà kí ló máa claim asylum labroad kó máa treat yín anyhow kó máa treat fuck up yín báwo ló ṣe máa employ foreigner kó máa ṣiṣẹ́ nínú tó ti ń ṣe crude oil wa ṣé kò sí Yorùbá kankan tó ní education tó lè ṣiṣẹ́ níbi tó ti ń ṣe crude oil wa ni kí ni level of education tí Yorùbá ò tí ì ní kò sí school tó wà lẹ́yìn ayé particularly Western Europe and North America tí Yorùbá ò sí so creating English àbí others tí ò tún tiẹ̀ ṣe English jẹ́ pé láti Western Europe plato ṣe máa ní leverage wọ́n máa san owó fún wọn pẹ̀lú foreign exchange fi san salary wọn lẹ̀ Yorùbá iṣẹ́ wo náà ń ṣe nígbà tí mi ṣiṣẹ́ corn oil which is a very bad thing Adeyinka gbé àwọn Indians wá wọ́n máa jókòó sórí kọ̀ǹpútà lásán wọ́n máa approve allocation wọn ò ní nǹkan kan tán ṣe tí NNPC bá ti gbé epo fún wa ní àti Àpáta depot India àwa jókòó àwa máa sọ ibi petrol station tí àwọn allocation yẹn máa lọ iṣẹ́ tí India gan ṣe nìyẹn iṣẹ́ tó mọ primary one lè ṣe ó dẹ̀ ń gbowó ju gbogbo àwọn àtàwà ń lọ ní kọ́nà ìgbà yẹn which is very wrong ó ń gbowó jù wá lọ àwa lè ń fọ gọ́tà fún wọn nílùú òyìnbó ẹnìkan kan jókòó kò síṣẹ́ kankan táwọn foreigners yẹn ṣe a dẹ̀ ti wọ́n nu wọn o any foreigner in Yoruba land who style himself as an expatriate will go to prison. We are immigrants in your own country. You are also immigrant in Yoruba land. A majority of the immigrants who are in Yoruba wọ́n ní university education. Ṣé rò bí pé àwọn òyìnbó àwọn Chinese ṣé rò bí àwọn gọ̀ ni wọ́n rán ọmọ lọ sí school tó kàwé tó gboyè rẹpẹtẹ tó mọ̀wé wọ́n ní kó wá máa ṣiṣẹ́ ní Naija àbí kó máa ṣiṣẹ́ ní African country. Àwọn ọmọ wọn tó mọ̀wé náà máa ń kó sí ibi top iṣẹ́ ìlú wọn àwọn ọmọ wọn tí ò mọ̀wé tí ò rí bá ti ṣe tí ò rọ́nà gbégbà bọ̀tẹ́yìn bá ti rí wọn ẹ̀rí òyìnbó àwọn ọmọ òṣì àwọn ọmọ bíi tọ́ọ̀gì náà wá kó wá láti ìlú wọn wọ́n wá kó wá sínú ibi iṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àwọn India náà wá máa ṣiṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àwọn Lebanese náà wá gba ọgbó iṣẹ́ lọ wọ́n á máa treat Yorùbá bíi shit ṣáwa ṣe báwo náà ṣe treat wá ń lu wọn bí so tẹ́ ẹ̀ bá gba presidency lè correct gbogbo eléyìí pé táwọn foreigner ṣe ń wọlé Yorùbá tán treat yín àwọn foreigner Lebanese Indian gbogbo ẹ̀ wọ́n treat Yorùbá bí wèrè bóyìnbó ṣe ń treat wá nílùú wọn bí wèrè ọwọ́ wa ti máa gan nínú iṣẹ́ òṣì tá à ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni foreigners ṣe máa wá sílẹ̀ Yorùbá wọn máa treat wa bẹ́ẹ̀. Kí ló tí àwọn òyìnbó máa ṣe wá sílẹ̀ Yorùbá tó máa ṣe top job sí ṣe gbogbo àwọn ọmọ yín tó lọ sí Harvard ńkọ́, gbogbo àwọn ọmọ yín tó lọ sí Yale University ńkọ́, gbogbo àwọn ọmọ yín tó graduate ní Oxford ńkọ́, gbogbo àwọn ọmọ yín tó graduate ní Cambridge ńkọ́. Kí ló tẹ́ máa kó òyìnbó tí ò mọ̀wé, òyìnbó tí ò ní láárí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa lọ kó wọn wá. Wò tó bá dé England wàrà àwọn ọmọ òyìnbó tẹ́ pé wọ́n gba benefit, wọn lọ university secondary school wọ́n struggle ní ìmí drop out nínú wọn, benefit nìkan náà ń gbà, wọ́n máa bára wọn sùn, wọ́n máa lóyún because wọ́n gba benefit, wọ́n wá ya tattoo sára. Wà wá rọ́mọ Yorùbá kan tó yẹ pé PhD holder ni àbúyá master degree, ó ti kàwé, ó ti gboyè rẹpẹtẹ, á wá dé ìlú òyìnbó, á wá rá àwọn òyìnbó tó wọ tattoo, kò ní mọ̀ pé illiterate òyìnbó ni wọ́n, òun náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa lọ gbé tattoo sọ́yàn, á máa lọ gbé tattoo sáyà, kò ní mọ̀ pé àwọn illiterate English, illiterate white ló ń wọ tattoo. Àwọn tó ní qualitative education nu wọn tó bá fẹ́ dá wọn irun wọn máa shine, but àwọn òṣì òyìnbó wọ́n look haggard, irun wọn look terrible, wọ́n gbé tattoo sí gbogbo ara, but ẹ̀yin bá dé ẹ̀kan wá ṣe holiday ẹ̀kan rí wọn tó wọ tattoo sára ni, ẹ̀yin náà lọ dẹ́kun ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa ya tattoo, ẹ̀ nímọ̀ pé àwọn tọ́ọ̀gì ló ń wọ tattoo. So a lot of things ló ti crazy nílẹ̀ Yorùbá, a lot of things ló ti crazy nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Sorry, I'm not here for the Igbo. Igbo, you know that I don't like you. I think you know that. I hate you, as a matter of fact, because of the hatred you spew on Yoruba people. We hate you. Yeah, that's mental slavery, my guy. Right there. Our Igbo came up with the name Oduduwa Nation. Stupid people. The full name of our nation is the Commonwealth of the Yoruba Kingdom, aka Oduduwa Republic. Future long term, yeah. People are working Yoruba. You see a lot of Yoruba working in code room. Yoruba with PhD, master's degree, bachelor of science, working in code room. Oh, my ọmọ sick tó bá dọjọ́ wájú ẹ gbogbo owó tẹ pa yẹn lọ́dọ̀ yìí ẹ ní gbádùn ẹ pé tó yìnbó kó ọmọ wọn sínú code room, ọmọ akọyìn sínú code room. Ya àwọn ọmọ aláta òyìnbó ni wọ́n lọ bí òyìnbó gan lọ́mọ aláta wàá dé ìlú wọn wàá rí ibi tó ń gbé àwọn ọmọ aláta òyìnbó tó bá lọ sí club wàá rí wọn wàá kàn gbé wọn lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ títì ni, wọn ní education kankan, àwọn ló ń wọ tattoo sára. Gbogbo yín ẹ náà máa ṣe ní ẹ máa show ẹ ní PhD ẹ máa ya tattoo sára, ẹ ní master degree ẹ máa ya tattoo, ẹ graduate university ẹ máa wọ tattoo kiri torí pé ẹ̀rọ òyìnbó tó illiterate òyìnbó ló ń wọ tattoo. There are a lot of things that has to be corrected. There's so much that has to be corrected. Yeah, you are very right. You said we can't fight for Oduduwa for now because those leading the movement are looking for money. They are just fraudster like Kanu. Kanu is a fraudster, a first-class fraudster. That's what it, and the people that are working, this Citizen AY, David Amity, Olayomi Koiki, that is always shouting on top of his voices. These guys are just looking for money. How can you get to the Oduduwa Republic without arming yourself? How can you get to the Oduduwa Republic by condemning Tinubu, your own? Oh, they are just looking for money. Gbogbo àwọn Yorùbá World Congress, wọ́n dúró de owó Fúlàní. Wọ́n kàn Fúlàní á kàn promise wọn pé bá wa deal pẹ̀lú Tinubu. Wọ́n bá ti fún wọn lówó nǹkan tó ń ṣe ni wọ́n fẹ́ create false impression pé àwọn popular nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. False impression tí Ààrẹ Gani Adams gbé fún Jonathan tí kò tú nǹkan kan lára ẹ̀. Nǹkan tó fẹ́ create nìyẹn. Wọ́n lẹ́nu ń bẹ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Wọ́n lẹ́nu. So kọ́tọ́ fẹ́ ṣe nìyẹn ẹ fẹ́ gbọ́ Oduduwa Republic ẹ wà strategic. Àwọn tá ti ń pariwo Oduduwa Republic láti 2012. Ó ní bá ṣe ń ṣe náà àti line bá ṣe lè get ẹ̀. Wọ́n kàn pariwo àwọn tó ti broke. Wọ́n pọ̀ ní England yìí kò sí anything. Sọ pé mo challenge wọn dẹ̀ sọ pé kí oníkálukú wọn tó ń pariwo Oduduwa Republic kó sọṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe. Ìkan parọ́ ló ń ṣe nurse bóyá òun kíá ló ń ṣe ò tó sọ pé òun ṣe nurse ẹsẹ̀ òun dùn òun nǹkan kan. Sọ pé wọ́n sọṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe horrible jobs náà ṣe horrible jobs. but tó bá sọ fún wọn pé káwọn foreigners nílẹ̀ Yorùbá káwọn náà máa ṣe horrible jobs wọ́n ní ẹ jẹ́ ká fi wọ́n lẹ̀ tóyìnbó ti lò wọ́n pa tó bá dàgbà náà nílé rìn wọn bí wọ́n bá ti pé 50 wọ́n ti ṣe care work bí nǹkan wọ́n ti ṣe security tí wọ́n máa dúró sínú òtútù wọ́n bá ti pé 50 wọ́n máa ní health problem wọ́n láwọn ń pawó foreign exchange lásán a ti sọ fún wọn gbogbo yẹn mo ti change topic yẹn mi ò kàn tí ì give ẹ̀yin tí mo pè ní currency manipulation no we change it to currency intervention wàá rí bá ṣe máa ṣe tìgbà tán bá ṣe kílẹ̀ ń pa yín sìn £1 to 500 ẹ kàn máa jí lọ́jọ́ kan ẹ máa rí tó ti di £1 to 10 naira ẹ tún fún ní 2 weeks ó máa wọ 5 naira ni ó máa wà drastic oníkálukú máa sún ṣòkòtò ẹni nígbà tẹ tó bá di £1 to 5 naira ẹ máa sọ fún abẹ́ṣe máa lọ́wọ́ kóògbẹ́ ẹ máa sọ fún abẹ́ṣe máa ṣiṣẹ́ nínú cold room tẹ́ ní àìsàn tẹ́ bá pé 50 ẹ máa padà wálé máa jẹ́ kájọ túnlẹ̀ Yorùbá ṣe nínà. Look, I don't know this guy, Timodat, Frank Bello. I'm actually thinking that the guy is mixed, maybe half Yoruba, half Igbo. Olayomi Koiki, we tend to say his father is one Alaji, but we don't know who the mom is. The mom could be Igbo because he said on his live program, people to handle some of the instruments, nothing transmit or Igbo. So our Igbo lang guys share. David Amity náà ti sọ lọ́jọ́ kan rí pé gbogbo ayé òun àwọn Yorùbá máa ń dá òun ni ṣùgbọ́n àwọn Igbo kì í dá òun gbogbo àwọn tó wà ń setting Igbo bó ṣe máa rí mi báyìí wọ́n á rí mi wọn ò mọ owó stress tó wà lórí mi o wọ́n á rí mi Tinubu ti sanwó bọ́ ẹ̀yẹ ṣá bóyá káwọn náà lọ máa rojọ́ Tinubu báwo ni Tinubu ṣe máa fún everybody tẹ́lẹ̀ bá ṣe nǹkan wọ́n ní Tinubu that reminds me tẹ́ bá wo kí ní fídíò àwọn Àgbẹ̀kọ̀yà yẹn wọ́n parọ́ conservative bó ṣe ṣe yẹn wàá mọ̀ pé from the video of Agbekoya, they are pro Yoruba, pro Tinubu. There's no contest about that. They are not pretending. Our Agbekoya don't share video. They are pro Tinubu to the core. One must support Tinubu 2023. But it is Iba Gani Adam that will be pretending. The way is PDP. I'm not pretend. But PDP and it's PDP. Sunday Bo, he has never pretended. He's PDP guy. Gbogbo àwọn Yorùbá tó ń pariwo kí ni citizen AY. PDP guy ní gbogbo David Hamilton. PDP ní Olayomi Koiki. PDP ní Mayegun of Inewi tó ń gbé Scotland yẹn PDP ni ó ṣiṣẹ́ fún Buruji Kashamu náà kó tó di pé wọ́n àti Buruji Kashamu jà PDP guys ní gbogbo wọn máa purọ́ pé àwọn wà neutral àwọn ò ní political party kan ẹni tó bá ti sọ pé wọn ò ní political party kankan rẹ ló ń pa PDP ni wọn. But if you look at those Agbekoya, they are very honest. They are pro Tinubu to the core. Wọ́n máa support ẹni wọ́n dẹ̀ lọ́mọ ẹ̀yìn gan kì í ṣe OPC tó ti break sí méjìlá. Enugbe activists, no pé wọn. Enugbe activists. It's Mayegun of Inewi. So that's some of the things. See, move on, show. So, really, share much to matter. Now, guys, let me allow you guys to go. So. I get busy for tomorrow, and then tomorrow we do for 7 days after tomorrow, we try to bring in people to share their insight into the Constitution. If you know the massive numbers of Yoruba that have had access to the Constitution, it will beat your wildest imagination. One of our members sent me today a request made on his page alone, massive. People are literally pleading where they can get a copy of that Constitution. You see, Young Yoruba for Freedom, we're working for you. Now, I'm currently facing a court trial, and it's very expensive. It's very expensive, so it's reasonable for you to show some support and make donation so that we can have a very good outing in our court case. It's just unfortunate we will Timo Molo pro terrorism to cause global problem for once. So there's a lot, sure. So guys, thank you very much. I'm going to see you tomorrow.